Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Today is a chill day. I haven't really gotten dressed. I'm still in my night clothes. It's in the evening. Well, I'm in my pajamas. This is what I slept in. I was just like, yeah, I've been kind of like in a meditative state all day long. And I was finally like, let me get up. Okay, hey, I just got on here because like I was having some really interesting mental dialogue, I guess, during my meditations. Well, various of them. I haven't really been sleeping well, and then I still be like getting up. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just allow myself to just not, even though I'm just like really allow myself to just not. So I did it, and now I'm up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start. I'm doing my tea because I normally will like make get one of my tea bags. I think I showed y'all this before. Oh, and before I start, all of my payment information is below if you want to like go ahead and send some money, donate to me. But these are my tea bags, and then I got like all my loose leaf teas or whatever. So I normally go try to make me like a batch of tea for the week, like boil it. I mean, do it, do my boil and everything. And sometimes I'll do two. One will be like for my AM, like when I get up during the day, and then the other one, well, other batch is like my sleepy tea, which I'm gonna try to decide if I was going to do both today. I don't really be feeling like it helps, but it might. I mean, this is my sleepy tea, and it has hemp. It's called hemp moringa, deep sleep, and it has hemp moringa, holy basil. It says holy basil and herbs, and then the ingredients: hemp leaves and flowers, organic moringa leaf, organic turmeric, organic coconut pieces, organic holy basil, organic goji berries, and organic nutmeg. I used to have some goji berries too, but I think nope, I got some sesame powder that I never opened. I wasn't really sure what to do with it. No, I might have chucked my goji berries because I might have felt like I had them too long. And then like I didn't like the way I mean it was cool, it was decent, but like I want to do a fresh batch of caramel. It wasn't like my best batch the other day, but then I'm like, I don't really have nothing to put on it, to put with it, and so I'm not even sure if I'm gonna do that. But I've been having like an insane craving for like caramel chocolate. Like, ooh, I would love some fresh baked cookies. Like my niece used to make. I used to get like really, really great fresh cookies from Ellipsis Catering. Well, if I wasn't baking my stuff, I would get my stuff from there because it's like delicious. And yeah, like I really been wanting like some really good fresh baked chocolate chip cookie dough or everything but the kitchen sink. And like something with caramel. I love caramel. Oh my gosh. So that's why I be making my own caramel. And the other day I was like gonna make my own caramel slices and like sprinkle do like little caramel apple. But I was gonna cut them up because I don't really like biting into the apples. So I was like gonna cut them up kind of thick enough. But I didn't really, it didn't work out like how I wanted. I didn't make the slices thick enough. I made them too thin. And then like the caramel, I messed it up because the first beginning steps of making my caramel, it just wasn't what I was expecting. Like, and then I just got lazy. I didn't feel like crushing up the nuts for real. And then, so yeah, I'm still like craving something. And then I haven't had any of my non-dairy ice cream in a while. I used to get Ben and Jerry's non-dairy ice cream, because theirs was one of the best that I've seen so far. Hold on. My arms is a little cold, so I'm gonna put on my little sweater thingy, my little I don't know what it's called, like but I be wearing it. Okay. My little mink. My little house mink. My little house fur. My little house fur. Anywho, while my meditation was going on, I had a couple thoughts, and I'm trying to figure out like what I'm gonna start with first. But I guess I'm just gonna jump in there. So I had a channel message that I had did I don't know, weeks and weeks ago, and I just left it unlisted on my I haven't made it public or anything on my YouTube. But when I channeled it, I felt like, I mean, as with anything, I do what I'm supposed to do, and it was kind of like rough. Ooh, ow. I wasn't smart. I'm making some fries. I'm seasoning fries in the air fryer. And it just stopped. I'm trying to see if I should add some more time. I like my fries to be a little on crispy side, but not I mean, I still want to be able to eat them. Anywho, so right now there's a few things happening. You got the presidential election happening in a few weeks. You have the everything happening with it's just Diddy, and it's just a lot happening, and the wars, and just so much is happening today, right? Like, so much is happening. So, but I got my own stuff going on. Like, my spirit is focused on some other stuff. Essentially, though, like in the spiritual capacity, and even like in the non-physical capacity, like there's a lot of things that are connected to some extent, right? But when it comes to, okay, so which one do I want to go with first? Because I wanted to touch on something from the military. I wanted to touch on something from politics. I wanted to touch on something from entertainment. What else was it? So I guess I'll knock out the Diddy thing. Well, I don't really have nothing to say because I feel like I don't have enough information. Like, I wasn't there physically. I don't really know everybody involved. I always and my thing is always for the children. Like, he does have children, and my thing is just like, I hope that they're always safe. And then the other thing is that, so the channel message that I guess I'm gonna have to post that sometime. Like, I'm going to made public, I guess, at some point in time. I'm trying to fill everything out. It pretty much was like from the viewpoint of a, excuse me, of a perpetrator, essentially. And it was just like, why am I the bad guy? Like, well, essentially, like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and until somebody stop me, because y'all telling me that it's okay. So, as far as what cause there, I'm not, okay. So as far as what I know, just for everybody else, when it came down to gossip about Diddy, was that he threw wild parties, and he was bi, and that was that. And he possibly used his position to of authority, or I don't even, well, I guess it's authority, like his position, in order to get what he wanted whenever he wanted. And I didn't hear a lot about, like, I'll say rape or anything. Like, that wasn't anything that was new. Like sexual assaults and stuff, that was new. Um and then I think also in the channel there was some. Ooh, I don't want to start off with that. I don't even want to talk about that. Like, I'll just unleash that. That was it can go in its own thing. Um, because I wanted this to kind of like be light and fun. I mean, I don't want this to be so heavy. And I don't really like tapping my energy into that for real. And I had heard a bunch of stuff about men, not women. So, like, the physical abuse and all of that stuff, that was totally new information. And I don't follow it. Like, this is just stuff that comes across my news feed. So my biggest thing is that, like, he has children. I hope his children cool. Um, and on some extent, I mean, when you make choices, that stuff gonna come back. But I'm like, at some extent, or some extent, for some people, there probably has to be a personal accountability, because there's been rumors about him for over 20 plus years, as far as I'm aware, when it started coming across through me to that extent. So the fact that it takes now, and I see that I don't know who been in the background, but it looks like 50 Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent was like, has been taking more of the blows. Like, he decided that he was gonna take it on, and that's what I have access to. So if it just took all those years for, like, one person to come along, well, I'm pretty sure it was a collective effort at some point. But if he decided to be the face or whatever, then, like, there has to be a lot of accountability for a lot of other things as well, especially if it was that bad, And then but I try to stay, like I said, I wonder about the kids in the industry, period. Because there'll be a lot of stories, and I'm not even a singer, or, I'm not even, like, not even tapped in. So that's that. uh okay, so I said that. And then what did I say? Military, politics. As far as politics, yeah, for someone like me, I'm just really not that interested right now. I've done a couple channels on, different things when it comes to politics, touched on some stuff, and I'm just like, even when we talk about the student loans, when Joe Biden and Kamala first started out with the, like, student loan forgiveness or whatever, I was checking multiple times, and when I looked through all the fine print and, like, the policy or whatever and everything that was attached, oftentimes, or the majority of the time, the only people that was getting the forgiveness was really happening for um like middle and upper class people. It wasn't really coming down the pipeline to those of us that probably really needed it, even when you talk about those in service positions, because essentially if you do public service you're supposed to be able to get student loan forgiveness. Although, if just off the top of my head, the if I'm correct, the stipulations for it essentially were like you had to be able to have, you had, if your parents had a plus loan. And then, so for me as a foster child, and first of all, I just feel like if you were ever a ward of the state where the state decided to take custody of you from your children, you should be able to go to school for free however long you want in whatever in the United States. Like, you should never be paying for school when essentially the United States decided that they were going to be your guardian, right? Veterans, military should never ever pay for school. I don't care how many classes you want to go back for. If you want to just go for fun, like, education should be free across the board. And essentially, those demographics should never ever have to pay, because you have people in politics like congressmen and people that sit on like the Senate, like all of these politicians, to where I think up to date like grandkids or some shit can go to school all for free. So why in the hell wouldn't military personnel who are subject to so much experimentation and so much loss and so much tragedy and so much everything else that actually go out and throughout this damn country and internationally, um why should they ever have to pay for anything? So the same thing that they get, which would be free housing, per diems, probably free food, vacations, like all that crap, it shouldn't be to them. It should be to us, because who the hell is you? You know, like, so that's just kind of like how I feel anyway. And then when I think about all the research that I've done and how a lot of foster kids have touched in the military at some point in time, ding dong, like, y'all owe us double time, triple, all of that shit belongs to us. Essentially, that's how I feel about it. Um, so there's that. And so when it comes to the forgiveness, you had to have like been able to have like it was like if your parents had plus loans or something. Well, for a plus loan, it has to be parent and it's based on credit and I think income and all those things. It's pretty much like getting credit, like a line of credit essentially under student loan. I know, because I tried to apply for many of them, and because like I didn't have the credit or the income, like I was never able to get them. So a lot of those are like private loans essentially, which goes back to, we already know that the government, I mean, that's a whole culture, it's a whole gang, it's a whole organization, that's a whole family. So if you ain't in a family and it's not going to benefit the United States, they not going to help you out. So there is that. Especially under the system that we keep voting for, the Democrats and the Republicans. Like, okay, if it make you feel better, don't none of them make me feel better. Especially when I see billions and billions of dollars going across to Ukraine and Israel and everywhere else except for my pockets. So, And then even when as a veteran, like I came across so many older vets who haven't been able to get their benefits, who've been fighting for 20, 30 years for their benefits and for like all kind of stuff. Like black vets who aren't able to take advantage of a lot of the resources. And oftentimes, depending on where you stationed at or where you at, like not even having information to the resources available to you until later, because it's a lot of stuff that I didn't find out was available to me until I started digging and stuff on my own. And as a foster kid, like I mean, I've been used to having to find resources and dig and things like that, because yeah, it just hasn't been a reality for real. Like, a lot of things haven't been a reality for real. Like, I'd be having to take care of myself. I'm gonna make it happen. Um, Even right now, I had been going back and forth with the apartment complex and stuff for a couple years about things going wrong and everything. Like, just like really fighting, going through about stuff with the apartment, and then when I started really bumping heads with the was she puts herself as the landlord, but I think she like the property manager, like, because it's owned by a company. So the woman that they finally sent over here, like when I started going back and forth with the women in the office, like for real, like, are you threatening me, like whatever, when this shit came, be like, got like for real, and I started emailing like the corporate and all that stuff, and stuff got like a different kind of way. All of a sudden, like, stuff started really happening. Like, it was just like, man. So um and I think it's a Jewish ran company, and I had talked about like the racism and stuff like that, like in real estate and like all kind of stuff. And then even talking about like the different city official, let's different things in the city and things like that. So I just be like, essentially, the things that I've said, it's just like, it's just kind of just showing me that there has to be some truth to it, whether people want to believe it or not. And then, like, I'm gonna do a whole video on like resources and stuff. But then stuff started happening, like my gas. It was just like stuff, and it's like no matter how I be trying to fight it and go do stuff, it just be like the ball somehow get dropped. Like somebody ain't do their job. Like I go send paperwork in like I'm supposed to, and all of a sudden the paperwork didn't get over to the next step. So now they like, oh, it ain't nothing you could do, and it's just like, I don't. It just feel like, I'm like, you trying to bully me? Like you trying to fort like, or somebody trying to teach me a lesson? You trying to bully me? Like what's happening? Okay, like all right. And it feel like I'm hmm, whatever. It just is what it is. Like it is what it is. Until it's not. It is what it is until it's not. Whatever help I am or am not receiving, whatever whatever points maybe trying to be made or whatever, if it feels like I am being uh paranoid or whatever, I just be like, I don't have time to guess. I ain't really about to let nobody play with my head either. So let me see. Talked about that. I did that. Military. What else was I about to say about the military? It be really crappy because when I be having my mindful, like when I be having my meditations and stuff, oh, this stuff, it just be flowing. Then when I get on here to say something, it don't really be flowing that much. And I'll be like, as quickly, as easy. And I'll be like, okay, dang. So yesterday I made like some smothered mushrooms and wild rice. Well, yesterday I did cook the wild rice, but at first I did potatoes. I put the smothered mushrooms over some seasoned fries because I wanted to. It was so good. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, so politics, we have it. So yeah, so like all of the, I don't believe that like anybody has to vote for anything. You don't have to vote if you don't feel like ain't nobody worth your vote. You don't feel like your voice being heard. You don't feel like you being represented. You don't feel like it's worth your time. They worthy of you. Then shit, they ain't worthy of you. You ain't gotta feel pressure to fight in their damn system when they keep trying to essentially tell us that shit don't matter to them. That's how I feel. Like, who my vote? Who does it matter for? Who does it matter? How does it matter? Like, who? How? Yeah, okay. I don't really watch none of the I don't watch none of the the reality TV for real to talk about any of that. Oh, what else was going through my mind when I was doing my meditation? I hate when I can't remember. I really, really do. Of course, I make some really good seasoned fries, y'all. Like, I love food. I really do. Let me see. Of course, Lyric and Zep showed up. Pac was back there. I was definitely going through various channels that I've already shared. There's this joke that it was funny to me that keep coming up when you think about like the whole trying to stifle women and like the whole submit thing, like women supposed to submit to me. And first of all, I don't even like that energy. The word submit, even if it could have meant something different, it's been so tainted for real in this culture. I be like, no, I be avoiding it. So, but like the whole women should submit to men. I was keep thinking about Eartha Kitt saying like compromise for what? Like, as a man, why is that so important to feel like a woman has to submit? Like, for it to even be a thing, it feels forceful when like women are naturally in her softest state. She wants to in her safest state, she wants to cater to those around her automatically. Like, so to say like you need to submit to a man, what the fuck does that even mean? Because aren't we naturally observant and listening and supportive, and like when you have that those connections, you automatically tapped in, right? And you automatically want to nurture. So what the hell do you mean when you say like you need to submit to me? I don't know. The whole energy of it just feels totally oppressive. I don't really subscribe to that. And it's like when it comes to like the scientific discovery that I came across so long ago, that women was on this planet for many years, many years before they even have came across like the first male counterpart. And it's like when people get upset at the thought of that and want to try to dismiss it or whatever, this joke just keep coming to me like, well, first of all, scientifically speaking, we all start off as female. The nuts don't come until later. Like, you know, the male, yeah, they nuts don't start hanging till later to decide if it's gonna be male or female. And then it's even funnier because I'm like, if you remember like hermaphrodites and stuff, they have both genitalia, both female and male. So why is it hard to believe that, like, when we was so powerful enough that we ain't just let our, we still had both. We just let our nuts hang a little bit, and if we decided to fuck each other or ourselves, then we probably could have. Or make love. Maybe that sound better. And we decided to love, really, really love and nurture and caress and be sensual with ourselves and create more life. Why couldn't we have? And so we decided, like, let's let's expound on this. I mean, you know, I'd be thinking like anything that's possible. It's definitely a good theory, especially because like there was a point of time when you really, really, really heard about the when hermaphrodites used to be. It used to be more. I don't know. You used to hear about them. I recall really, really hearing about them a lot when I was younger. Like, it was a lot of them. I guess now it might be a medical phenomenon, or maybe we just don't hear. I don't really know what it is now. Maybe it's none of our business, especially in this society where everything is no appreciation for originality or anything different. Essentially, witch huntings. How the hell are we supposed to be such a progressive society and we still got such severe witch huntings for anything? Like, y'all want all of this shit to look the same like this? This is what y'all want for us? All collectively, for all our generations and everything? Oh, y'all really have been whitewashed. Mm-mm. I like us when we were supernatural beings, when we were creative, when we were us, when we. And some of these mentalities, this just be like, oh, okay. Well, I guess if that was your tribe and that's what y'all was doing, we just need to go back to our own tribes and cultures then. Because I don't think that everybody, you don't have to. You don't want to participate, you don't like it, you don't want to know about it. That's fine. Stay over there. The problem became because they started bringing us from all our different tribes and all our own stuff and was like, y'all gotta come together. Or first we gonna kill y'all. Mm-mm. Capture and study y'all. And make sure that everything that looks different, we get to a point to where we fear it and find it disgusting. And try to ostracize it and tease it and all that dumb stuff. I don't really like it. So, women for the win. Again and again. Although, in reality, it ain't really got to be a competition. Because women are my counterpart and men are my counterpart. Specifically black men and women. And then whatever. Whoever soul tribe is on my soul tribe is on my soul tribe. So why wouldn't I want us all to be healthy, authentically creative, fun, successful? And I feel like the best way to be that is to be who you are. And the best way to find out who you are, especially from the society where we have now, which everything that been so fucked up. Or tainted. Woo! That was perfect. I made those fries spicy on purpose. Um, I think that we need to go back to the basics of who we are, like who you are, not who anybody else say you're supposed to be. Not you who you scared to be because of who you are because you scared of what your parents or your family may be, but like who you are. Really, really, really in your heart. Ooh, that looks good to me. I be add a little bit of like um, my herbs and stuff after just to make sure that like I get everything that I'm supposed to get as far as my nutrients and stuff go. Okay, okay, let me just mix you up. And I'm gonna put you on my plate. Let me think. Okay, I guess I can't really remember, but I did wanna. I remember everything now. I hate when that happens, especially because I don't really be caring long enough. I've been wanting to watch like some really good TV, or not like a movie or something. I want to watch something really good, and I don't know what I want to be. Do your nuts hang low? Do you put them in a bowl? Do you something? No. I don't know what I'm singing. That definitely can't be the right lyrics. Hey man. What else? Oh, Chris Brown. I don't follow Chris too closely. Like I don't really dig deep in like if it don't come across my news feed, which I try to, which essentially a lot of stuff don't. I don't really dig into it. Even when I like go to comment on some stuff, I might like glance at the comments to get some um more perspective or whatever, because I know I'll be missing stuff. But when it comes to Chris Brown, like I'm really proud of his success, and it seems like anytime that man is starting to do something different, he everybody come after him hard, and it'd be crazy when I be seeing that for anybody in the streets, and I'm just like, he's been doing something recently, and then during my meditation, because it's like my mind be having to I should have put more cayenne pepper in there. My mind be having to take the thoughts. I do not know where these damn fruit flies came from when I don't have no fruit out. And it was just like my mind sometimes like automatically would like take a thought and just like put a whole nother spin on it. So when Chris Brown came across my news feed or whatever and got in my thoughts, it was like, well, I guess it can be seen as for him personally, because I'm pretty sure like if you ain't doing nothing every time you turn around, it's just like, okay, I made a mistake. But it could also be like his reminder to make sure that he checking himself in every situation and like never forget like where he was, where he came from, how much he got to lose, especially like with his kids, because he got kids and stuff now, like, so he can use it as a like fuel and like the self accountability tool. So that's how I kind of be looking at it, because I just like at first I'm like, damn, they be coming at him hard, and then I was like, okay, well maybe it could be used as like a reminder, like, Hey, don't allow yourself, like, if you need to go do a check-in and therapy, or like whatever is going on, like, make sure you careful, make sure you whatever, because like a chance that they get anything that you do, they ready to throw your ass to the wolves. So you did do some stuff when you were younger or whenever, like, and you see that, like, if anybody's still coming at you or whatever, I don't know, but like, be aware and stay uh stay rooted in what's important, what you need to be, like, who you want to be as a man. And then, like, if you done got too close to something, it could be using as a warning. Like, maybe your team, like, hey, you need to, maybe your spiritual team, like, hey, take a look around, like, and if you need to do an upgrade, do an upgrade. That's how I like to think about it. Because sometimes it's like, damn. What else be coming across? Cause this, I don't really get a lot of celebrity gossip through my stuff, which is cool because I don't really care that much about the gossip. I get a lot of the successes. Like, I love to see how we coming through in the damn spirits market, which I feel like we should. Anything that have to do with consumption and entertainment and anything like that, I feel like we should be open anyway. Especially if we gotta consume it. Because all of that, I don't be knowing. You don't know what they be putting in. But so sometimes I be feeling better when I see us tapping in, and hopefully we getting, like, really getting in and getting some knowledge and making sure that whatever is coming through to us, that stuff is as pure as possible and ain't nothing, no added anything, especially since they end up in our neighborhoods the most. And also, I love to see that, like, my people is making money off of it, because if y'all gonna take advantage, if we gonna indulge in it, and we gonna be the most, then, like, we should definitely be getting paid off of it. Why wouldn't we? The most. And maybe we can regulate. I'm trying to figure out what word. Some other things and bring some of that revenue back in ways that would be beneficial and helpful to our communities. Because, like, right now, we don't get none of it. We spend it all out and it go all somewhere else from every step of the way. Rarely do we own the liquor companies, the spirit companies, the spirit stores. None of it. None of it. So we just, like, just consuming. Just consumption based all the way around. And we be needing to do better. So I'm glad to see us coming into different markets. It be frustrating. Because I just feel like personally, like, even if a black person feel like they against me, they for me. Because everybody being tested and judged, and we all walk on the journey. So if you doing something that's gonna intentionally try to harm me, like intentionally, shit, that's gonna be on your karma for you or your bloodline or whatever. And sometimes it's just something that I can't see. Like, for example, I said before, when it comes to like men and women, it wasn't necessarily, it was like, you can't have them. You can't have them, sis, for whatever reason. Okay. You know, like, whether it was him or whether it was her, it was, and whether, you know, like, on the front or in their spiritual teams, it was like, nah, we got this. You keep going. This for me. You keep going. Like, you ask for higher. All right, let me come in and let me handle this. And even though you gotta still unravel that connection, that contract, that soul tie, that whatever on whatever level, you gotta be like, oh, okay, we ain't gotta beef about that at all. Why would we? I ain't never really, from what I can recall, brought beef to a woman about a man, as far as like calling her to be like rah 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 rah. And a couple times when somebody tapped on my ass, and one of them times at least I deserved it. Like, one of them times was definitely payback. Could have been twice. I don't know. Like, um, when I got my karma back, I was like, okay. However, I thought about it. It was like, well, this could be my karma, and it wasn't never really about the, like, the we ain't gotta be like I'm. Oh, you could have just said something. The issue is not that you had sex with him. It was because like y'all tried to be sneaky or hide it or intentionally tried to hurt me or whatever it was. Like, you weren't honest. Mm-hmm. Mm. And then even getting a different perception on certain certain things. Like, we all have different perceptions depending on culture and where we at. And so to be able to see things differently, oh, it's so cool. Like, from different perspectives, oh, it's so cool. It's so enlightening and empowering. Ooh, they done stole so much from us. We have had so much stolen from us. I guess you only know what you know. Mm-mm. It's long enough. Ah! Why would you do that?